Trojan family, Trojan gang. Fight on forever is in the building. And then today, we finna talk about USC and they continuous struggle with the NIL and closing out players. Excuse me for my hiatus. I had a 4th of July vacation, was gone out of town. Excuse me for that. I'm back now. I had to take a little break. I had to enjoy myself. But oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, right? It's a lot going on around USC. It's a lot going on, a lot of stuff, right? And now, guess what? They gave us a name in the face to blame. They gave us somebody to bust a pinata on. You know what I'm saying? They gave us a stick and a pinata, right? Pin the tail to the donkey, right? They gave us somebody to blast and blame. Dave Emmerich. Now they say Dave Emmerich is the problem at USC. They say Lincoln Riley is looking to fire Dave Emmerich and hire somebody else, right? They said he's the problem. They say that USC asks players for too many stipulations to receive NIL. So when players get offered the NIL, if y'all don't know, it's stipulation that come with it. It'd be like, we'll give you this money to do this and that in some situations. So they might be like, we'll give you this amount of money right now, and we'll give you the next check amount of money when you meet these conditions. So they might need you to show up to like 4 or 5 events, sign some autographs, take some pictures, do some charity work or whatever. They might need you to participate in something that they got going on, right? So I heard USC be asking the most when it comes to their stipulations, right? And they don't offer the most money. It'd be nice, but other schools is offering that on the regular. So I heard that Dave Emmerich is the problem because USC got the money. They say our NIL got 12 to 15 million a year to play on players. But they say the problem is Dave Emmerich ain't cashing them checks for some reason. And I guess because the kids ain't meeting the stipulations or don't want to meet the stipulations, they don't agree to the terms. So it's supposed to be simple as Dave Emmerich this giving the kids the money or whatever, the NIL thing, and it ain't that simple. I guess he's hard to deal with, and everybody's blaming him, right? Everybody's blaming Dave Emmerich. He's the guy. He's the reason our NFL failing because we got money and he never gives the money to the players. He don't get the job done, right? So this what I'm hearing, like, it's on him. One person, one man. It didn't matter. Dave Emmerich, he's the reason for all the NIL woes, right? So that had me thinking. I did a video a couple months ago. Y'all said I was tripping, I was ranting, I'm complaining. There was a lot of Fairbrother fans that hopped in the comments, blah, 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 like. But you see, things come to pass. I told y'all before that the first collective that USC was dealing with and came up with was a collective called what? The Boulevard, right? And I remember listening to a video, the Boulevard, they was talking, I think it was on Inside Troy. They was talking and they was saying that the money that they collect, the money that they could gather into this collective, 50% is gonna go on the players and the other 50% is gonna be allocated to where they see fit. So they feel like they need an upgraded new office, that's where that money going. If they feel like that they need money for a brand new car to go to these events to do certain things, that's what they doing, right? If they feel like they need money for other things to get other money, then that's what they gonna do. So if that Boulevard collective, if it raised say $10 million, only $5 million was gonna go to the players and $5 million was gonna go to Boulevard to see how they see fit, how they see it to be allocated. So they seen fit it to be allocated to get to themselves. They already had it written in their clause that they could do that, right? So I remember this to this day because that blew my mind. That blew my mind. So it had me thinking like, okay, this collective is not created. Now, USC fans, please listen to me right now and what I'm about to say. People in California, the people who has been dealing with our collectives, and when Boulevard started, right? They looked at this new NIL for these college students. They looked at it as a business opportunity for themselves. Like, oh, that is something that we could get in and make money off of ourselves. So the heart of Boulevard, the spirit of the Boulevard, when they created that, the spirit of that wasn't, we're trying to raise money to give USC the best football talent in the country. It was created as a way of living, as a source of income, right? So the people who created Boulevard, their main priority was making money for themselves. Okay, we gonna help USC with NIL. We gonna help USC raise money for that, but we taking half of that. We're not doing this for the love of USC football. We doing this for money. So when somebody tells you they raising money for the USC football program, but the money that they raise, they're going to take half of the money, then that's where their heart is at. So, and then Boulevard just changing the House of Victory. Boulevard got shut down just because I think people heard that and it felt like that was BS. Because Boulevard didn't last long, right? And anybody could see that if you want to take half the funds, then like, okay. But my problem is how the same people who run in Boulevard, they part of House of Victory as well. So House of Victory as well got the same agenda. See, USC fans, that's the problem with our NIL. The people who create our collectives is creating this to take care of their family. It's creating this for money for themselves, right? We got broke people creating collectives, and it ain't about being broke or not, right? But they're not diehard fans. See, whoever is starting a collective for a school, their main goals and priorities and their main desires need to be putting the best talent together for USC. But if your primary focus is making money, which it is, if you want to take half for the players and then half for yourself, then that means you halfway doing this for USC and you halfway doing it for yourself. Anybody that's part of collective, you got to be not selfish. You got to be only wanting to collect this money for the team to get the best players and win. So our NIL been doomed ever since. People like, it's 3 years in the NIL game and USC ain't got their NIL act together. What's wrong is they slow trolling fans. It do not take a genius to build a collective and get this NIL rolling. You can figure out this NIL collective stuff, educating yourself at home within a week or two, right? Seriously, I done figured it out, like, right? So it ain't that USC is behind in figuring stuff out and is slow at learning and scared of the NCAA. It's the people that USC has entrusted to build a collective. Their heart is in making money for themselves. They trying to figure out ways to put money in their own pocket, right? That's why it's so many stipulations to get money from USC, the NIL money. They want you to do so much stuff. Why? To help them raise money, to put money in their pocket. Our NIL is doing it for their pockets. Other NILs is doing it for the school and for the team. So like Oregon, like they biggest NIL donors, who? Phil Knight, he one of the biggest, right? He not thinking about putting together a collective to put money in his pocket. He's super rich. So you got schools like Texas, Oregon, Ohio State, and when the people who create these collectives is already rich. The collective creators is balling. USC problem is, and the USC dumb, is for hiring a collective of people who ain't balling, a collective of people who ain't greedy. See, USC is trusting in House of Victory, when House of Victory main goal ain't to give USC the best players. House of Victory primary goal is to figure out how can they make money off the players. And I said it in my video. I said Boulevard and the USC collective, they trying to make money off the players instead of focus on the players making money. Right? And it's simple as that. So they give us Dave Emmerich to blame. And when they give you somebody to blame, I always just look at it weird, because it's like, before you tell us he's the one to blame, he should be fired. We shouldn't find out from sources that's sneaking out of Heritage Hall complaining and saying this dude is the problem, and he ain't fired yet. We supposed to find out after the fact. Like, oh, we supposed to wake up and Dave Emmerich fired from USC Collective. And this is why. Not Dave Emmerich is the one we losing all these recruits, and he still is employed. And he's still employed. Like, that don't make no damn sense to me. Right? And then they say that, hold on before I get into that. That don't make no damn sense, right? That you all know he the problem and we keep losing recruits. We should have fired him when we lost Josh Connerly, when we lost Mateo, when we lost Mateo, when we lost Francis, when we lost Dakota, when we lost Ryan Pelham, when we lost Roderick Pleasant, when we lost Isaiah Gibson and Justice Terry, right? Like, right? He should have been fired. Once we lost, you only could cost us one player. If you cost me two players because something you did wrong, the player was ready to come, but you did something wrong, it was your fault, he didn't come, you're out of here. Because your job is simple. Get this man the bag if we say he's worth the bag, right? So he should have been fired, but USC has a problem with firing people. USC don't got big nuts. They don't swing big nuts, right? They wait too long to fire everybody. They waited too long to fire Clay Helton. That put us behind years. We waited too long to fire Grinch. That's putting us behind years. And now we waiting to fire Dave Emmerich. If he the problem, get him out of there, right? But Dave Emmerich, he probably is the problem, but he ain't the only one, right? That whole collective, that's their goal. If the head and if the main people speaking for the company, they main thing is trying to figure out how they can make money off players as well, then it ain't just a one problem thing. It's everybody. The whole house of victory need to be thrown away. The whole house of victory, right? Because these people are doing this for money for themselves, not for the love of USC football. So no matter who we hire, we can fire Dave Emmerich all we want. But if we don't hire somebody who love USC and main goal is to want to see USC win, right? We got to hire somebody who's not worried about money, right? They can be happy. Ain't nobody going to work for free, right? I understand that. But hire somebody that's going to be content with their general amount of their salary. I'm pretty sure that to run this collective, they probably get a salary release, probably not hourly, but people time is worth money. So if somebody running a business, right, I'm pretty sure it's some type of salary to that. We need to hire somebody who's not trying to make money off the players as well. USC Collective has always been about, okay, we're going to make the players make money, but how can we make money as well? We need somebody who is not focused on that. We need somebody like me or like you who just love USC and want to see them win. And is doing this for USC to have the best roster. Not doing this because, okay, this is how USC Collective looked at this new NIL. Okay, the players going to be making money off NIL. How can we make some money too? Oh, come up with a collective. See, the USC collective was brought up and created because it was like, how can we make some money? This is a new game, NIL coming. How we gonna make some money a part of that, right? Name, image, and likeness, that's a business. How we gonna make some money, right? So that's why our collective is failing, because that's the spirit of it. That's the heart of it. How can we make some money? When the people who supposed to come together for a collective, it's how can we make this team better? That's the first priority. That's why these other schools is killing us in NIL, right? Let me break it down to y'all, because these schools, they already had collectives, right? And before the NIL. So they was donating money. It wasn't a system in place where they was donating money and gathering money, collecting money, and they get money off it, right? See, the old school, it wasn't no NIL. So these collectives, Texas, Oregon, all these collectives before NIL, they was created out of good spirit, right? These collectives from these other schools, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, like I said, it was created out of a good spirit. I want to see Texas dominate football. I want to see Ohio State be the best. I want to see Oregon be the best. We tired of being a USC shadow, right? I want to see Miami be good. I want to see so these collectives was created for the love of the game. and for their team to be better. But USC Collective got created because some business dudes seen an opportunity to make money off of college kids. So our collective is always was doomed to fail because the spirit wasn't right. It wasn't created for the right reasons. So not only do Dave Emmerich got to be fired, whoever thinking like him, whoever he hired that thinks like him got to get fired as well, right? Because if that's how it's operating and everybody's working there is operating on that, right? If I know the play, if I sit back and listen and I know the play, then I'm pretty sure everybody else know the play. So Dave Emmerich, it just should be the beginning of firings. And why are we waiting? Like I said, we waited too long to fire Clay Helton, got us deeper in the hole. We waited too long to fire Grinch, got us deeper in the hole. We waiting too long to get the right NIL together, got us deeper in the hole. So we gonna keep waiting so long, right? They say Lincoln Riley has the power to fire Dave Emmerich. Well, fire him. Effective immediately. Fire him now. Like, what's going on? Lincoln Riley, do your LeBron James. And my question is, if Lincoln Riley has the power to fire Dave Emmerich, why didn't he have the power to demand that he got Josh Connerly his bag, that he got Dakota Field his bag, that he got Roger Pleasant his bag, that he got Ryan Pelham his bag, that he got Mateo his bag, that he got Gibson his bag, that he got Stubbs his bag? So the fact that you could fire somebody but not make them do what you say, not make them give a player what he need is mind-boggling. How do you got the power to fire this man, but you can't tell this man what to do? And I always heard that the House of Victory can't cash no checks without Lincoln Riley giving the green light to do business with that player. Because how can the USC NIL do something for a player and it ain't even a scholarship they're offered, right? They can't just give any. Lincoln Riley might not even want the player, right? That's like them when Lincoln Riley took back the scholar offership from David Pele, right? The NIL couldn't still pay him no more because that's a USC NIL and he ain't even got no scholarship offered no more. And looking how thin we is on defensive linemen, looking how the defensive lineman that transferred, I bet you we wish we didn't take that scholarship away from David Pele now. You feel me? But that's neither here nor there. So I'm just lost and confused how somebody can have the power to fire somebody, but don't got the power to put the foot to their ass and have them get the job done. Right? Because it's not even fair to Dave Emmerich. How can you let somebody mess up, don't say nothing, don't change nothing, just fire him? Once it got the 3 or 4 players, Lincoln Riley, if you got the power to fire him, you should have walked in that office and be like, hey, get the job done. When I target a player and I pull the red carpet off for the player, get him whatever he asking. Do what I say. Get the job done. The next time this happens, you might as well pack your bags. The next recruit that we had that decommit, the next recruit we had that was ready to commit but don't commit because of the flaws in your game, you're out of here. So the fact that USC would sit back and let one man be the reason for all this, it's still shame on USC. They trying to give us a name and a face to blame, right? But it's really shame on all of them. Because how y'all let one man do all this? They don't supposed to be not one man bigger than the program. How one man do all this? You just the GM of the NIL. What about Lincoln Riley, Gene Cohen, Carol Folk, right? They the one picking and choosing who the players gonna get the money. Because if Lincoln Riley ain't recruiting them and the schools don't want them and they academics ain't good enough, it don't matter what the NIL say. They can't give them nothing because they ain't going to USC. So how can one man who could be fired by Lincoln Riley And if he could be fired by Lincoln Riley, he could be fired by Jen Cohen, because Jen Cohen can fire Lincoln Riley, right? And so on and so on. He could be fired by Carol Folk. So Carol Folk could have been fired him, Jen Cohen, and Lincoln Riley. So the fact that they sat back and let one man be the reason for multiple recruits not coming to USC, I still blame USC more than Dave Emory. Like, think about that, y'all. I know y'all gonna be in the comments and be like, oh, you can't blame Lincoln Riley. Oh, you can't blame USC. I'm not blaming Lincoln Riley. I'm not blaming UC. I'm blaming everybody. Everybody's accountable. Just like we can sit here and blame Lincoln Riley for not firing Alex Grinch soon enough. Why? Because he could have been fired him. So if somebody's a problem and you could have been fired them, they been the problem, then you're the problem as well. If you let them do this, right? You're the problem as well. USC waiting too long. USC distrusting people. USC not making sure that everybody that's a part of collective just love USC football. And I get it. It's probably tough being in California, right? People in California, we don't love sports and love our teams as much as other places, right? So it is probably hard to find some people who got money, or some people who just want to see USC football dominate, and some people who's not going to try to use the NIL situation and all this money flowing through college as a way to lace their pockets. It's probably hard being in California. So the problem probably start with California and the way people is out here. And people that's about money. They don't have no love for nothing but money. It's so much different culture and down south in different places. They really love other things besides money. They love their teams. They love football. California is probably hard to find that. So we need to find some diehard Trojans who just love USC. And until we get people in the collective that just love USC and just want USC to win, then we gonna always struggle in the collective department. Revenue sharing is kind of saving us, because we're gonna always struggle in the collective department unless we find some people who just really love USC wholeheartedly and want to see them win, man. I want to see them win. But I told y'all, like I told y'all months ago, this collective was always about how can we make money off the players instead of how can we raise money to get these players so USC could be a powerhouse. Like I said, the reason why Oregon and all these other schools collective is greater than ours and running smoothly, because they got people who love the school and love to see them win it and will do whatever it takes to help them win. Because they had their collectives before it was legal. You know what I'm saying? Before it was NIL. So they already had a group of people that did this not because of money opportunity, but because of the help they team. Boulevard, HOV, all that was collected once NIL was created. Right? And then once NIL was created, it's like, okay, how can we make money off of it too? That's Boulevard. So our collective was created because somebody seen an opportunity to make money off of high school kids going into college. I'm sorry. And everybody else collective was created because they just wanted to see their team win. So I guess I just took 20 minutes, I'm sorry, just to say that. That's where I'm landing my plane at. That's what I took 20 minutes to say. Our collective sucks because the people who created our collective looked at it as a business opportunity for them to make money. Other teams' collectives is great because they been had collectives before NIL, and that they collective was created in the spirit to make their team better, right? So it don't matter who USC fired, right, or hire. If they don't hire a group, and it's not just one person, if they don't hire a team of people who all they want to see is USC win, then our collective always gonna suck. It's people down south that they'll do this for free. You know what I'm saying? They will help. They will do this for free. While USC collected, them dudes ain't gonna move unless they getting paid for it. They ain't finna raise no money unless they getting some too. So until then, man, sorry to bring y'all the real talk like this. I know some of y'all gonna hate it, but it is what it is. So until then, man, it's Carter Sports, it's Trojan City, it's SC. So let's go.